This rapper just opened up, and what he said is a warning all artists need to hear. Lud Foe, a popular rapper from Chicago with ties to Little Durk, has just detailed exactly why he abandoned his successful music career. According to him, he reached a point where he was left with only two choices: go against everything he stood for to gain it all, or walk away with his soul intact. He claims that after rejecting the ultimate deal for success, the industry refused to leave him alone. They tried coming for him by using those closest to him. He now believes he has become a target and is speaking out to tell the world exactly why he had to leave the industry behind.
Listen, when you sign that contract is a covenant. People think that yeah, oh, I'm signing a contract, I'm just getting money and I just gotta pay it back. No. You sign a covenant, and if you don't understand what's in that covenant, they gonna run that play on you, and it's more deep than just money. You get what I'm saying? I'm explaining.
And that's what a lot of y'all rappers too. A lot of y'all rappers that want to be rappers, stuff like that, man. Make sure y'all know what y'all getting yourself into, man. Make sure y'all know what y'all getting yourself into for y'all want to be famous and want to be rappers, man. Because once you reach a certain peak in life, they gonna come after you.
Lud Foe is a...
Now, when he said reach a certain peak in life, they gonna come after you. People just be thinking, people like, nah, man, ain't nobody looking for me. Ain't nobody. It's not like it's like that too, to a certain extent. If you're talking about a contract based upon insurance, because it can go that way too, but it get deeper than that. Come after you, like, it's a spiritual thing too. Now y'all gotta understand weight. Everything in life got weight, and when you reach a certain peak in life, you gotta give some of that weight up. You gotta give something up. When you reach a certain, on a simple basis, like they say, if you want to move forward, you gotta let something go. Like they say, it's easier for a camel to go through the eye of a needle than a rich man to get to the kingdom of heaven, right? You got to let go of all those fake belongings. You gotta let go of you gotta let go of something to get something. To get through somewhere, a doorway, an entryway, a point in life, another point in life, you gotta let something go. I'm gonna break it down.
Chicago-based rapper who has collaborated with Little Durk and many other big rappers. He has hundreds of millions of streams across all his songs. This isn't some guy off the street just talking about stuff he doesn't know. This man had both feet in the industry and saw real tangible success. But according to Lud, when he got to a certain level in the industry, things quickly took a sinister turn. He claimed that while his talent and viral songs got him through the door, he was eventually expected to join an exclusive group if he wanted to climb the industry stairs. According to Lud, they approached him with an offer most people in his position would find hard to refuse. They would make him a superstar, but they wanted something in return. And it wasn't just his master recordings. Lud claims they wanted him to sign the ultimate deal that would forever compromise him.
When I first started rapping, they tried to initiate me in the cult. I turned them down. I ain't want no part. And ever since then, they just been attacking me. They've been targeting me, targeting my family, targeting everybody around me.
This is
and that's what they do. Like I said, for another example, imagine planets. You got a main planet, let's say Saturn, right? Any planet, Saturn, Jupiter, any planet that got moons and other planets around it, right? Planets have other planets around it, right? A planet is, it's heavy, right? It has weight, it has mass, and it's in a certain frequency, and that planet is forcing the other planets to stay in its gravitational pull, right? Because it has weight and it's pulling the other planets down because it's closest to it, right? Those planets, like the moon, it got stuck in the Earth's gravitational pull, right? That's the same thing with anything. When anything is around you, people around you, those people are stuck in your gravitational pull. Those people are stuck in your electromagnetic field. Those people are stuck in your frequency, right? People tend to get stuck in people's frequency, right? And when you move through life, everybody not gonna make it with you. Everybody can't go with you. You know what I'm saying? Everybody cannot go with you. Somebody gonna have to get flung off. That means a planet gonna have to die, right? Just like a supernova, after a while, supernova pass and whatever. Just like the same thing with people. After a while, a planet, a person, they have to go. Somebody got to get sacrificed. And there's different ways to get sacrificed. Like I said, when you sign that contract, it intensifies everything because now you have the eyes of people watching you. You have other people that's paying attention. So that attention brings more weight. It brings more friction to your reality, right? And your reality start moving forward faster, right? At the speed of light. And when you're moving fast, you're going through doors, because you have the more attention on you, the more doors you go through, and the more weight you have to drop. So it's like time speeding up. When you sign that contract, they magnify that. That's why when you see all these rappers, they just pack like somebody always getting, I'm trying to watch my words. Somebody always getting, somebody always going, or somebody gonna getting hurt, or if it's them or them. It's like sometimes some rappers they don't sacrifice the people around. They might sacrifice themselves. They might give up. Their career go down the drain. It's something that they gotta give up to get through the next level. And sometimes they don't get through the next level, and they stuck with a bill because they ain't pay up. So they stuck with the bill. So their life is kind of like halted. That's why you don't really hear from a lot of rappers after a while. Let me keep going.
Story we constantly hear from many artists who have left the industry for one reason or another. They always claim the industry wanted something from them that they refused to give. Now, some people see this as just a disgruntled artist whose career didn't turn out like they wanted it. But that's the thing. This was an artist with real motion, not someone bitter about a career that never took off. Just look at his YouTube catalog. His music videos have over 40 million views. And this is what makes his claims all the more concerning. According to Lud, after achieving his moderate success, he was allegedly blocked from going any further unless he joined this inner circle. He paints this group as almost the industry decision makers. If you're not with them, you can't reach the top.
A lot of y'all rappers too, a lot of y'all rappers that want to be rappers, stuff like that, man. Make sure y'all know what y'all getting yourself into, man. Make sure y'all know what y'all getting yourself into before y'all want to be famous and want to be rappers, man. Because once you reach a certain peak in life, they're going to come after you.
Once you reach a certain peak in life, they're going to come after you. Meaning, he's not even talking about just the energy of people. Like, that's an occult. When you join a cult, when you join a machine that pushes you out into, because that machine has already been built. That machine, or that label, that machine has been around for a while. So it's like you join a cult. You join, like you say, quote unquote, the devil, or you join a machine that has some type of control over society. It have powers, like radio waves, microwaves. That means some form of communication, because music is a form of communication, right? And there's people that at the top that runs that communication. So now they're sending your signal out to the universe. That's basically what a planet do. A planet is nothing but like, it sends signals out to the universe. You know what I'm saying? Because it's structure, it's some type of form, and it has some type of communication. So when you join a cult, or you join a system that's already in play, right? Corporation, whatever. Now you're binding yourself to that corporation, and that corporation has things it has to let go to, right? When you join something, now that corporation, it's not even just the people, it's the energy behind it. It's the sacrifices that was already included into that corporation that you might take on. Just like if you have people in your crew or that you roll with, you might have to take on, say if they go against somebody and y'all start like beefing with somebody and y'all getting in out. You get what I'm saying? You taking on that person's energy. Now you taking on that person's battles. That's the same thing when you go to these corporations, industries, or whatever, or cults. You take on that energy that already came before you, just like a chick, a girl. If you got a girl and she got 3, 4 baby daddies and 10 kids, you got to take on all that energy. That she going to put you through something that was already there before you even got there. You get what I'm saying? So it's the same thing with music, bro. You have to take on whatever contract you sign on to. You're signing on to an energy or force, right? Electromagnetic field that you're entering. That's another door. And you got to let stuff go. You might have to sacrifice somebody. That's why every time somebody signs on contract, somebody end up going. Like that fast. You get what I'm saying? Let me keep going.
And everybody don't be with that. You know, everybody ain't with. Everybody don't live like everybody don't want that. Everybody don't care to be. You know what I'm saying? See, a lot of these people do anything to be rich, do anything for money, do anything for a name, do anything to be somebody. I never was that kind of person. That's why I disappeared for so long.
This is an idea that researchers have believed for a long time now. It's believed the industry operates like a structured hierarchy where those at the top choose who gets to join them up there. Lud makes it sound like this concept could be what's actually happening. But while this is already concerning, what he claims they did to him for refusing the offer makes everything much worse. He alleges that once he rejected the deal, they compromised the people around him to use them against him. He believes they got to his inner circle, made them join their group, and then utilized them to control him.
My friends, they fell for it. They sold whatever. They compromised everybody around me, really. My family, all my cousins, my friends, chicks I deal with, everybody. Like, I go in certain restaurants, my food. And I got documents. I got all this documented. I got videos. I got everything. They follow me around there where I go. Tap my phone. When I first started rapping, I had millions of views. I was doing millions of views a day. No label, no nothing. I ain't had no major deal. I never signed a major. Let me say that. I was doing millions of views every day. No label or nothing. And I brought all these people along with me. A lot of the people that was with me, they didn't start with me. I met them along the way, and I just said, all right, cool, I brought them with me.
This was very interesting to me because researchers always talk about the idea of industry controllers who are placed in an artist's entourage. It's believed they are basically tasked with guiding the artist in the direction the higher-ups want without them ever knowing. This is exactly what Lud's comments here reminded me of. He's basically saying that because the industry couldn't get him directly, they had to go through his inner circle to still have some influence over him. He also alleges this was the exact moment things started to get serious for him. He claims he began feeling like forces outside of his control were working against him for refusing to join the system, also stating that he only began to recognize these attacks once he started questioning everything around him and looking deeper into what was really happening.
In the car accidents and all that wasn't normal. Those were acts. When I got in the car accident and broke both of my wrists, broke my jaw, God was protecting me from things that I didn't even know I was being protected from, man.
And that was, like he said, God would just put him on another trajectory, like changing his path, like changing his course, right? Because it was a curse, course, just a different lane, right? Different timeline, because that's what happened. Like sometimes when you sign contracts, bruh, certain things change the trajectory of where you're going, and it can change the trajectory of the people around you too. It wasn't even aligned. Like sometimes some people, they do that and they're not aligned with themselves, and they change their whole path. And when something changes the whole path, sometimes some people can get stuck in that electromagnetic or that gravity field. You get what I'm saying? Some people get stuck in that field that weren't supposed to be there. And like I say, sometimes they can get slung out of that field that you in a manner that it can, like I said, it could be any type of sacrifice, any type of way, right? And like he said, he got in an accident. His energy, it was probably some of his energy that he been wanting to get out of. So it take something horrific. It takes something that is impactful to change your trajectory, because impact changes everything like this. That's why they got that Large Hadron Collider, the LHC machine at CERN. You get what I'm saying? In Switzerland. What that do is, everybody screaming they changing timeline. What they do is they just crash smaller particles together where they find out what the particle is made of, and that changes the trajectory of life. Once you find why something works a certain way, you start looking at life differently. Now, can you imagine, like, just think about how you feel when you find something out in life and it kind of changes your course, right? And that's because the impact of it, right? The impact of it. It's like when you meet a new person. Every decision you make in life, it changes the course of your life. And that be impactful. Like I say, a breakup, weddings, when you get married, when you tie yourself into something, another person, when you look at something, even if it's 100 people in the crowd, you may look at that one person, that one person can change your trajectory of your life just like that in an instant. It takes something impactful. And like you said, a car accident just probably saved his life, even though it looked like it was probably take it like sometimes you never know which one it is. You know what I mean? Depending on too, like it might have been somebody in there. Sometimes, like what's the comedian name? His homeboy passed and he got all that money. You see what I'm saying? Man, it's crazy.
I didn't even know until the attack was over. I didn't even know, like, the things that I'd have survived in life. I didn't even know. God was protecting me.
Now, there are several other claims Lud Foe made that I've kept out of this YouTube version for obvious reasons. In other parts of this video, he explicitly names this exclusive group and reveals exactly what they wanted from him. If you have been following this channel, you already know the exact group I'm talking about. There is an extended uncut version to this video featuring these heavier claims available on Patreon right now. So if you want to watch that, you can find the link in the description and in the comment section. Now, what Lud Foe said about how they infiltrated his entourage is important for upcoming artists. He claims that when he first started, he was completely independent and pulling in millions of views a day without a major label. He was handling his own businesses and taking his own booking calls. But he alleges that people around him convinced him to bring on a specific manager, claiming he didn't have time to handle it all himself.
My friends or whatever, people I thought was my friends, they introduced me to this guy. Like, yeah, he'll be a good manager for you. He'll be a good manager for you. You should let him manage you. So I used to take my own phone calls. When I used to get bookings and everything, people used to call me. I used to take my own calls, like yeah. And I'll book my own shows and everything through my phone. I have my phone number up and everything, and they would call me through my phone to book shows. So they're like, man, you ain't got time for that. Woo-woo. So they talked me into letting this guy manage me. G1, Mozzie, that's his name. G1, Mozzie.
If you start every interview answer with well, the next 30 seconds will change your life.
This is how he claims they were allowed to plant their industry controller into his crew. According to Lud, this was the moment they got inside his circle. Once this management was in place, the control over his career began to shift. He alleged that the sabotage went far beyond just blacklisting him. Lud claims they started monitoring his phone and sending people to get close to him just to watch his every move. He even claims his former management manipulated the system to steal his royalty checks and put his original music rights in their own name illegally. But the most concerning tactic he detailed is how the industry handles artists who refuse to stay quiet. Lud alleges that they are actively trying to destroy his credibility by paying people to paint him as mentally ill.
Friends working against me, my family working against me. Everywhere I go, and they want me to sing. They want me to look crazy. They want me to get on here and sound crazy to y'all, but this is really what's going on.
According to him, this is a calculated move. If they can convince the public that he is crazy, then no one will believe him when he exposes what the industry really is doing behind closed doors.
I'm gonna end it like this, man. And then, like I said, once you get into that certain light and that go through that certain door, you're gonna have people that come around you and agree. You know what I'm saying? Like, and they try to steer your it's like a chauffeur getting in the front seat and driving a car, right? Steering the directory of your life, right? Because now you're a superstar. Who wouldn't want to control a superstar, a supernova? You know what I mean? And it's about to burst in a minute. People get greedy, and the people around you get greedy. Then they get jealous and they get envious. You know, they want to get paid. They're spending their time and energy supporting you, going here, going there, right? And you're so bright, people want to take a little piece of your light. Everywhere you go, people are like, oh, let me get a little piece of that. You shining so bright. People are hungry. Everybody around you, like I said, it's like a force field, bro. Everybody around you, you bring it inside the gravity, you bringing inside the electromagnetic field, you bringing people inside of, right, inside of your wholeness, right? So you have to you gotta get that energy back. You gotta pay that back, right? You got to pay all that energy back that people are giving to you, that pouring into you. So you got to let something go. If you don't let something go, people going to take something from you. And some people ain't knowledgeable about that. They just think people should be around them. They ain't got to pay them back. No, you got to pay people back. You know what I'm saying? You got to pay them back. Like I say, pay them back in blood. Pay them back in money. Y'all still having the Gucci, man. Who shiesty wasn't playing with Gucci. Like the boy said, get it back in blood. Like, he signed that contract. I'm going to do a video on that too. He signed that contract and shiesty like, listen, man, I got to get out of this contract because it's holding me back. Right? You signed the Gucci man, but you signed to the machine. And you gotta pay them people back. And that's a lot of weight. That's a lot of energy. You got to find a way to shut it off. He thought the way to shut it off was getting that Gucci like that. But that's not how it works. You signed a contract, my boy. It's going to be a little bit longer than what you think it's going to be. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah, and I met Lud Foe years back. I shot a video with a rapper around the way in the city, St. Pete, by the name of Youngin. Project Youngin. Shout out to Project Youngin. And he brought him down to the city. And yeah, Lud Foe, bro, it's just, he was cool. He was young too. I seen his eye. He was young, but he didn't look dumb. He paid, you know what I'm saying? Good rapper, had some lyrics, strong in his words. But you know, you could tell he wasn't crazy. Like he knew what was going on. You could tell he was quiet though. He was quiet, but he knew what was going on though, bro. You could tell back then he had his head straight on for it. He may look like that, but I'll drop another video, man. Y'all stay tuned. I'll just make this real fast, man. Y'all know what time it is at 1727. Let's go. Yeah.